welcome to Funny Minds. I am your host, Lindis, and my co-host,
Edward Biss.
And
How are you?
Today we are introducing Pam Ross, and Pam is a singer, songwriter, and guitarist. So tell us about yourself, Pam. What got you into music, and where are you at right now? Can't hear you.
How about now?
Oh, there we go.
I have a small little recording studio, and I had it plugged into my laptop so I could hear it play back. And I always forget to unplug it whenever I'm doing these meetings.
Oh, that's nice. You have your own recording studio?
Well, no. I have it's called Ableton Live, and it allows me to record my tracks. I'll do my vocals, my guitar, keyboards, and that's where I come up with ideas for the real studio on what I want to do.
Is it just a different version of software?
Yeah, it's small. It's really small. It's it's not anything I would release to the public. That's for sure. It's really just me and my coming up with ideas, and I try different keyboard sounds, and I'll do overdubs with my guitar and vocals, and just it really helps me come up with a lot of ideas.
Mm-hmm. I know it's we're asleep to Pro Tools these days. It's like whoever knows Pro Tools the best is the producer.
So you're a singer, you're a songwriter, you're a guitarist. Do you have a band? Are you on your own?
The record has a full band on it.
Okay.
But they were hired from around here, and the guitarist was in Canada, which is quite a bit away from me.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little. So it was really, people coming from all over. So I do play out alone, but I have a lead guitarist now, and I found a bass player. I've been playing out with my lead guitarist here and there, but mostly I've been playing out alone, slowly building it up. It's hard finding the exact right people that you want.
Right.
It's not a matter of just finding someone. It's someone that has the sound that you want and someone you can get along with. So there's a lot that goes into it. And you don't want to make those mistakes and turn things into a train wreck.
Right. Yeah.
Make it harder. I can go out and do this alone. I don't need a hassle.
How did you what age did you get started? Early? When you were super young?
Yeah, when I was really young, I would get these beats in my head and I'd start writing down lyrics to them. And then when I got a little older, a teenager, then I, got a guitar, and then I started writing songs, and it just kind of went from there.
Mm-hmm. Did you study guitar? Did you just kind of taught yourself by ear?
I did take some lessons when I first started playing, but really the best I got was just myself going and buying a songbook, with songs that I knew, and learning to play those. And that was really the best thing that worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, if you want it bad enough, you're going to make it happen.
Yeah. I like to think so.
Come hell or high water.
My son's a musician, so he started playing when he was 5. He started playing at 5, yeah. So we went through like 25 people before he accepted, at 5 years old, mind you, accepted the right person that he wanted to teach him.
Yeah. Well, she hooked me up with this insanely old man who was, back, teaching me how to read, and he's teaching me Jingle Bells and
what songs you need to know
in my life.
That doesn't explain the other 24 that we went through.
Us crazy musicians.
Yeah. The best was just, and the keyboards, the same thing. I always wanted to learn how to play keyboards, and then I ended up having to have reconstructive surgery on my left thumb. So I'm like, well, I can't play guitar for a while. It's like, you know what? This is a good time to learn how to play keyboards. Yeah. So while I was waiting to go back into surgery, I went online and ordered a keyboard, and it came a week later. And so I was this one-handed bandit learning how to play, and it came in handy for my physical therapy because,
that's good. Yeah, I can see that.
Was it really on your left hand?
Yeah, it was my left hand.
Oh boy.
So for guitar playing, all my chords.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes Yeah, this hand tires out sometimes a little early, but you know, overall though, it's good. But yeah, that's how I ended up playing the keyboards. I'm like, that's it. Now's the time. I've always wanted to, and so I do all the keyboards on my record. So I'm, been looking for a keyboard player as well to play with me.
Okay.
They're so important, but they're so hard to find.
Yes.
Trying to find the right one that could.
Yep, it is.
Understand where you're going and
understand your music and you yourself.
Yeah. Yes, it's difficult, but things fall into place when it's time. So I just keep moving forward, and I've got a lot of shows. I'm playing out a lot, so I'm not going to complain.
What's some of your biggest influences?
Wow, they really span the spectrum.
Okay.
Everything. When I was wee little, my mom was into classic country. She liked that old stuff. So, stuff like Dolly Parton and Johnny Cash and Loretta Lynn. Those are like really my first musical memories.
Okay.
I know all that stuff, and Waylon and Willie, but I'm the youngest of four, and my siblings are all much older than me. They're like all grouped together, and there's this big space, and then there's me, and they were into rock. So my brother was a big Elton John fan, so I remember Elton John a lot when I was young. Just love him, and of course as soon as I started playing guitar, I'm like, Eddie Van Halen. This is why they make the big deal about him. Whoa! He became like my guitar hero, and he still is to this day.
I think he was everybody's guitar hero.
Yes, just amazing.
I remember seeing him, Van Halen, in high school with David Lee Roth.
Yes,
and just sitting there going, I can't believe I'm in the same room as Eddie Van Halen. Even though it's a giant arena, to me it was, I'm in the same room as Eddie Van Halen.
Yes, like I'm in front of him. Oh my God!
Yep.
Yes,
it was that magical.
Yep. Yes. So Van Halen was really huge with me. Of course, I love Nirvana. I really love the Foo Fighters. I think I might like them even more than Nirvana, but big Nirvana fan.
I would agree with that.
And
I would absolutely agree
Hendrix, you aren't big into Hendrix at all, or
I like Jimmy, but I was I especially love All Along the Watchtower. I play that on the keyboards. Sound nothing nearly as good as Jimi Hendrix, I might add. But but I do like Jimmy. But I really liked Eddie, and I liked David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. I love
Pink Floyd. Yeah.
I mean, what I loved about David Gilmour was where he played and how he played. Like he knew when to pull back and when to come in and just punch it with this amazing solo or just lick. And just how every note just flowed. I could listen to The Wall a million times over, and I'm a real big fan of his as well.
And he always had that that incredible strat tone.
Yes.
And he was so tasty.
Really, I'm influenced from stuff from back before I was born to, like I said, all different genres, from classical country to, heavy metal, grunge, straight up rock and roll. Like I love the Stones and Guns N' Roses, Bruce Springsteen. I really, that's why when you listen to my record, you don't know what's going to come next. One song is going to lean country, the next one's going to be leaning rock. Because I listen to all these different styles of music, so whenever I write, it comes out that way.
Yeah.
So everything that you do is songs that you're writing yourself.
Yeah.
All original. Yeah.
Everything is original.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna get into a little bit about your new song that you produced and why you produced it. And I understand it a lot, where you're coming from, but I'd like the audience to understand, and I'm sure they all agree. And the song is very it's very heartfelt, so I give you a lot of credit for doing this. I really do, because it's a very hard thing, in this world today, to be living with what has gone on and what will continue to go on, because
Sadly, yes.
Unfortunately. So I'd like you to give the audience a little background into what your thought process was when you started this journey.
Music or writing that song?
No, falling off the merry-go-round.
Falling off the merry-go-round. Strangely, sadly enough, that it's not a new song. I wrote this song several years ago, and it's just sad that it's still so relevant today. About the school shootings, and it's just really me sitting down and looking at, why is this happening? Like, what's going on? And you've got all these people yelling about what the cause is, but in my opinion, they really miss what is going on. I think if you took away all the guns, that these people would make up IEDs. They would, come in with machete, because you see it in countries where weapons aren't allowed. They still find ways to kill people. So while guns are a problem, yes, I think they're part of the problem. They aren't the problem. And I think the problem is us, society. We're the ones falling off the merry-go-round. We're the ones behind this. And people don't want to look at that, because it makes them look at themselves as if, am I failing somehow? And, you've got all these politicians that are saying, oh, it's the right's fault because they aren't against guns, and the right saying, oh, it's the left's fault because they don't believe in any kind of discipline and they let criminals go free. And everyone's just trying to gain political points and yelling at each other, instead of saying, we need to come up with a solution. And, reaching across the aisle, coming together, going, we've got a societal problem. We've got people unable to deal with, life. And, it's sadly, growing up, we're all going to feel marginalized at some time. We're all going to feel left out at some time. I think that happens to everyone, one time or another. And it's sad. And bullying, I think we are taking steps in the right direction, but I definitely know we're not there yet. And that's, I think a lot of that goes with parenting. And I just think that there's a lot of things as a society we need to start changing. It's like kids and people today, they're not equipped for any form of defeat or anything, and the second they feel shunned, it's like, I'm going to show the whole world. And then the media glorifies it. I don't know if they intend to glorify it, but it's like, we're going to be bringing you everything you need to know about this person. And they blast their name everywhere and everything about their life story. And people who feel marginalized and pushed aside are saying, hey, I want everyone to notice me. And this is how I'm going to get even with you, and no one's going to forget who I am.
So you put the song out, Falling Off the Merry-Go-Round, but you also were going to do a video. Did you do the video yet?
No, unfortunately, it would be a very costly video. I had some people from New York reach out to me, and someone from LA reach out to me. But in the end, it would have been a lot. My other two videos, which did very well, they cost me a couple thousand. This video would have been like probably over 10,000.
So you would have to put the money out yourself.
Oh yeah, I have to do that.
So you couldn't find a producer or anybody who would take the project on and
fund it? No, I would have had to have paid for it. And what you also have to remember about videos is, I love making videos. They're fun. They bring a song to life. There's so much to them, but it's really for exposure and to kind of get something out there. But you don't make a dime off of a video. YouTube will not pay you anything. So you have to keep that in mind when you're putting all that money out there.
Right.
We don't make hardly anything on streaming, but at least you get a couple, you'll get, $10 for your 50,000 streams. a video, you're not even going to get, $10. And I really didn't want to make it because I felt it was such an important video to make. Mm-hmm. And I'll be releasing songs from this record until early 2024. So I'm not giving up on it. Just because we move on to another song doesn't mean I won't go back and make this video. Mm-hmm. But financially, I can't spend that kind of money right now.
Right.
Not right now. No. Yeah. I mean, I've already made 2 videos, and I'm doing a lot of other things. So to put that much money into one video, I just can't afford that right now.
You have to get some kind of return on that, or somewhere along the line.
Someone help me out, so I don't have to put the whole money up front. Mm-hmm. I could do some of it, but not that much. Yeah. But there's a lot.
What are you up to with all these other things? What are you up to?
I'm playing a lot, and like I said, slowly getting members of my band. So working with them to learn the songs, and I'm always writing. I'm a big writer. My wife's always joking that you've got enough songs to fill up 3 or 4 records, and I'm like, you think, but you know what? I mean, the more you write. Not every song is going to be great. Mm-hmm. And so I believe in just writing a lot. And the more songs you write, the better songs you get. The more you have to choose from. So you're not going, it's time to go back in the studio and, shoot, I don't have really that many songs that are good. And I enjoy writing. It's a way of getting things out for me. It's fun. I like going out and playing new material. So I'm always writing. And then, of course, I've got to record it in my home studio and come up with ideas for when I go into the real studio.
Mm-hmm. The
real studio, the big one. And
with all the switches and knobs and levels.
Exactly. Actually, it's like everything's computerized now, so it's more like all these.
It's all video screens and big monitors.
Yes.
Yes,
keyboards. That's the way it is now.
Well, also too with the fact that you're writing your own songs. Obviously, that's the way to go. It's an optimal way to go for every musician.
Yeah.
And you write so much, you could still always go back and revisit some of the older songs, and you may have to spur some newer ideas where you may update that song or maybe alter it and bring it forward. Even though you wrote it 5 years ago.
Well, there's a song on the record called "You Don't Know My Name." That was one of the first songs I wrote, and that was back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And I always thought it was a great song. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this song go. I'm gonna put this song out there. And so just you can always go back and revisit something and change it up, do whatever you want. Writing, that's just mainly what I consider myself, a songwriter. So that's what I do. Yeah. So I've been trying to get into a songwriter showcase with BMI, and I've been talking with the folks in Austin. So hopefully I'll have that coming up soon.
You're over in Nashville right now, right?
I am not in Nashville. I'm in North Carolina right now.
North Carolina, right. But you were in Nashville.
I'm from Houston. I lived in Nashville. Yes, I'm from Houston. I lived in Nashville for 2 years a while back when I was a youngster. And played music there for a while, and went really well. But right now, I am in North Carolina.
I hear when I watch different shows, I don't watch America's Got Talent, but The Voice and stuff, and a lot of people that are on there always go to Nashville. That there's not too many of them that don't go and stay in Nashville for a while. And I guess it's the attraction is that maybe, somebody's going to pick you up, or somebody's going to really get into your music there. Or is it that there's so many places to play there that it's like a music haven for people to play? I mean, I don't understand what the attraction is.
Well, for me, it was a little different. I was going to go to LA because back then, like I said, it was a little while ago when I was young. The music I play now has a lot in common with country, but back then it didn't. Mm-hmm. Country music has changed so much. So I was going to go to LA. Well, a friend of mine was going to Belmont University in Nashville. And she's like, you need to come to Nashville. She goes, it's smaller. She goes, I really think you could make it here. And I'm like, Nashville country? I'm like, I don't see myself having anything in common with Alan Jackson. I mean, I like him, I liked country, but I didn't see myself having, a connection with it. But she's like, no, trust me, you need to come. And I'm like, well, I don't know anyone in LA. So, and it is a lot closer to Houston. So, all right. That's why I went to Nashville. It wasn't like, this is the place for me. I was like, well, I'll give it a try. And ended up working out really, really well. I actually did get offered a record deal while I lived there.
Oh, well, that's good.
But I didn't take it. I didn't take it, obviously. You can see where I'm sitting. I'm not in my mansion on the waterfront.
It just didn't, was it one of those deals just didn't make sense? They just wanted to.
Yeah. They liked me. They liked my songs, but, they agreed that they weren't really, they didn't fit with the country genre, but, don't worry, we can change these up to make them fit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't have to think about it for a whole 30 seconds, but which felt like an eternity. I mean, I still remember standing there looking at Gary Harrison, which if you don't know who he is, look him up. He's like a legend. I didn't realize who he was. I just thought he was the A&R guy at Mercury. I didn't realize what a huge legend he was. I would have been scared to death. But I was like, no, I honestly can say there's probably not a day in my life I didn't look back and think, did I make the right decision? But I think I did, because it would have changed a lot about who I was and what I was writing. And I don't know how genuine that would have been. And
right.
I wasn't going to do it just to be famous. And I think in the end, if you're not genuine, people figure that out. Mm-hmm. And I mean, now I would love to be back in that seat. I'd be like, yes, I will sign right now. But my music has a lot more in common with country now. And there wouldn't be changing this up. And I could, be me and who I am. And it would be real or genuine. I think it would work a whole lot better. I know it would. It is.
Now, do you travel? Do you do any touring? Or do you just actually local?
Right now, I'm just doing things local. I do want to travel, but people listen to the record, and that's when you travel. That's what they're wanting.
Yeah.
And I can't give that right now. I might be going to Asheville, doing some solo shows up there.
Okay.
Still waiting to hear about that, and I'm also thinking about trying to book some shows up in Nashville and do some solo shows there. And like I said, I've been talking with Mitch Ballard from BMI about doing some showcases in Austin, which would be great because it gives me a chance to go home to Texas.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Any excuse to go home, I'm good with that.
So
I'll tell you what, I've done plenty of shows in Texas. I love going to Texas. We used to go to Dallas, Galveston. Just fantastic, great place to play music. I mean, there's so many excellent musicians there, big appreciators of music, and it was always a fun time and awesome food.
Yes. Oh, when I moved here, I had to go buy a smoker because I couldn't find. They're good with pork, but they're. I'm sorry, Raleigh. You don't know how to make good brisket. It just is what it is.
No. You wind up barbecue where it's like Carolina, Tennessee.
Yes, great pulled pork. They know their hog, but lacking on the cow. So I got a smoker. And matter of fact, I'm gonna be having some tomorrow night. I smoked. I'm gonna be having some brisket tomorrow night.
Nice. I know you got to smoke it for like a day and a half. It's like I'll get the.
I smoke it for about close to 12. I'd say about 10 hours. After that, you've got a good smoke on it, and then finish it in the oven. And that's what I'll do tomorrow. I'll leave it sit in the oven at 250 for about 7 hours, and because it's got all its smoke.
Hungry.
I know. I want to have it now. I want my brisket now.
It's already dirty. Oh.
That's funny.
Well, where you're located in Carolina, I mean, obviously for you, once you start doing some traveling and you hit that whole East Coast, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Florida, I mean, you could crush it. Tennessee, Georgia, I mean, great fan base there for music.
Yeah,
a lot of good venues to play.
Yes, I'm definitely. Can you still see me?
Yep.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I can't see you. I don't know what happened. As long as you can see me, we're good. Your picture just disappeared. I'm like, where the heck did they go?
Yeah, we're ghosts.
There you are. Okay, got you back up. Yeah, I definitely do want to start playing around. It's it's finding the right venues. You have to make sure you get the right places, and so there's a lot of work behind that. And I've been so busy that it's every time I'm about to sit down and focus on that, I finally got in touch with people from Asheville. So that was supposed to be done a while ago, and I just now got to that. So it's hard, when you start reaching out beyond areas.
It is. There's a lot involved. I mean, there's so much involved. But if you're going to do it yourself, travel, bookings, contracts, reading on everything, follow-up phone calls, promotion, blah, blah, blah. It's like an endless sea of stuff that people don't really, they don't understand. They just get to pay and show up, and there you are, and they love you. They don't know all that goes into it.
And then you hope the venue doesn't cancel at the last moment.
Yes, something like that, or we're in hurricane season. Great, a hurricane shows up, the whole thing gets shut down. I mean, crazy stuff like that happens, and so it's, there is a lot of work.
COVID was the worst. I mean, for us, we
went
from 100 miles an hour to 0.
Yep. Couldn't play anywhere, do anything, and it's just like, so you never know what's going to happen, and it's, I've been so busy just with my shows around here. I've got a show tonight. I've got a show tomorrow.
Oh, sweet.
And so it's, just keeping up with the shows that I have, my writing, and, trying to, work with these new band members and trying to get things together and
get them up to speed.
Pretty soon it's just like, the day's over. It's 10 o'clock at night. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then keeping up with social media, which I'm not a big social media person, but you have to be. It's a must.
It is.
So I'm spending like all this time, on Facebook and Instagram and doing all this posting and stuff. It's like, what time is it? Oh my God, an hour and a half's gone. What?
Mm-hmm.
I know. I just interviewed for a social media manager because it's just too overwhelming. It's too overwhelming. I mean, I could just spend every day, all day on the computer.
Yes, but it's a must though. You have to get that stuff out there.
That's just it.
Yeah, there's no way out. I mean, if you want to promote whatever.
Right. Whatever your brand is, whatever you're trying to get out there, you just can't do it yourself. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't wait till I can have someone do all that for me. But right now, I can't. It's still me doing it all. So it takes up a lot of my time, and it's, you just do the best you can, figure out what's most important, get that out of the way, and, keep pushing along.
And keep the show going, yeah.
That's it.
The show must go on, right?
Yes.
So where do you see yourself down the road? I mean, like, you've hired a band to do this. Do you think you'll ever just put, eventually put a whole band together, be able to?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Where do I see myself down the road? With a label, with a big label.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're aspiring for. Then good.
Yes, ma'am.
Make sure you hold on to all your music and your rights.
Well,
I know.
That's kind of an important deal, yeah.
Yes. I'm not selling my rights to anything. No,
never, ever. But it's funny. I mean, just years ago, you would watch these bands, mega, iconic selling bands, and find out that they had the worst contract ever written.
Right.
You think people would have learned from Boston, right? Come on. Didn't Boston teach anyone anything?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why they continue to tour, because they lost so much money.
They never made anything. I mean, they did make some money, but I mean, everything got derailed with that, the kind of contract they ran. It just destroyed their career.
We were just talking to another musician, and I said the best example is Elvis Presley, and everything that was done to him, and everything that he lost. Well, I mean, Priscilla was able to get some stuff back, but
the Colonel ripped him off, kept him from touring around the world. He was being too loyal with him, and
yes,
and by the time he tried to pull away, the Colonel had him all wrapped up.
Oh yeah, and it's so sad, but it's happened to a lot of other musicians back then too, you know. A lot of it didn't come to light, I think, until then, but yeah, they could have been doing a lot better than what they were. Not that they're hurting, not that some of these people are hurting, but you know,
they have more coming to them than what they've got.
Right, exactly. For what they did and everywhere they had to travel and the hours and everything they put into it, they didn't get what they were supposed to get.
Yeah.
You know? And as a musician, you know, you put a lot of yourself into this, and you know, it's a lot of storytelling, and you're telling your story well, and the general public is really loving everything that's coming out, and you're the one that's getting your back end spanked at, you know, at the end of the day.
So. Spotify does that to us already. We don't need any extra help. I mean,
I know, right?
Really, if I was just talking, I was playing out last night and I was talking to the people and I was like, if I could just have $1 for every song I've streamed just in 2023, I would be having a tremendous year. Like I'd be going, wow, drinks are on me. But you know, you get less than a cent. You don't really get anything. The only way is to buy. And I understand people going, well, why buy it? Because I can just listen for free. It's a hard argument. You know what?
Right. Exactly.
I have a buddy of mine down here in Tampa who's a professional guitarist, and he toured with some bigger people back in the day, and every once in a while he'll get a royalty check for 62 cents, and he just puts them on his wall.
Yeah, that's about it. You know, it is. You get I think it takes like over 250 streams to make what you would from one sale, maybe, or something like that. It's yeah. So Spotify's really, things need to change, but
Pam, I see a tail over there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Say hi.
Oh my God.
She hates being left out. She's an attention hog, aren't you? Yeah, sure. This is Jungle Cat.
I know it.
Yeah,
well,
everyone,
right?
Jungle Cat. Hi.
Oh my God.
I got my nails trimmed yesterday. I'm still mad about that.
Oh okay. We have a rag doll, and I got 4 cats. I got 4 cats, a dog, a bird, a baby. I got a zoo.
I've got another cat and I've got a dog. Yeah.
Well, you got to catch up to me. You're slack.
Did you write a song about the cat?
No, I've got my dog in a song, but no, not the cat.
Really?
Not the cat. I've got to get you on a song. Okay.
What was that one that Phoebe sang in Friends?
Smelly cat.
Smelly cat.
Smelly cat.
So it can be done. We can do songs with that cat. Well, Pam, it has been a pleasure to have you on.
Now we got cat fur all over me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, be like them.
I got a lint brush like in every room.
It's been a pleasure to have you on, and it was wonderful to speak to you and listen to you, and your music, from what I've listened to, is really good. I like it, and I hope the audience will like it too. And I hope when the audience sees this episode, they will go out and they will help your bottom line even more. You know, maybe you'll get $1.62.
It's just $1.50. Come on.
Yeah, really.
Pam, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes.
PamRossMusic.com is where you can buy. You can buy and stream anywhere. Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, you name it. I'm everywhere. My website is PamRossMusic.com. That's where you can learn all about me, see where I'm playing. Links to my Instagram, Facebook. You can buy my songs there. You can buy my new T-shirts that I have out. I just released T-shirts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I've got T-shirts you can buy there. Everything. One-stop shop.
Good.
Links to streaming if you want to stream.
Okay, to all my audience, remember we are funnymuns.com, And you can go on our website, and we have T-shirts on there too. We have a store. You can buy a mug. You can buy anything. And on our site, there are 2 organizations that are very dear to us, and that is Women's Breast Cancer and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So when you go on, you'll see a big purple spot on there that says donate. And I hope anybody and everybody will feel free to hit that button and help our 2 organizations. And like I say to everybody all the time, be happy, be healthy, be wise, smile, but laugh, because laughter is the best medicine. And I thank you, Pam, so much.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And you have a great day, and have a great show tonight.
Tear it up.
Thank you.
Yes, tear it up. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.